Hello everyone. Today I am going to start a new video series on Azure Synapse where we will try to explore in depth all the details step by step, whatever is there in Azure Synapse, both conceptually as well as practically. So today this is our first video where we will try to understand what exactly Azure Synapse is. So let's start. So Azure Synapse is a limitless analytics service that brings together enterprise data warehousing and big data analytics. So using Synapse, you can actually work very easily on your data warehouses and also at the same time can perform different analytics activities where you will be handling all those data as per whatever the requirements are, and it will be very easy. We will look into that when we will be doing some practicals. So you will be very easily able to query data in a serverless or in a dedicated SQL pool manner. So we will again come into those details in future videos. So giving a brief overview, when you are using serverless, you are only being charged for whatever the resources are using. And if you want to means dedicatedly reserve some resources for your activities, then you will be going with the dedicated SQL pool. So Azure Synapse will provide you both these options. So for formerly it was known as Azure SQL Data Warehouse. Basically, dedicated SQL pool was known as Azure SQL Data Warehouse. So in Synapse, the whatever we have for dedicated SQL pool, not all the features from the earlier version is present here, but many of the features are same, but it is not exactly same in the current Synapse whatever it is available. So in Synapse you also have the option to ingest data from different sources. You can create different pipelines, you can prepare your data, you can manage your data, and you can serve data for different business intelligence and machine learning needs. So you can also do some machine learning activities as well within Synapse itself. There are options also to link a Power BI workspace to your Azure Synapse workspace. So you can directly edit your Power BI reports in your Synapse workspace as well. So you can see as a whole, it's a service where you can actually manage your data in a much compact manner and in a much better way. You do not need to go for one specific service to one place in Azure and another specific service to another place in Azure with respect to your data. Everything will be available within this Azure Synapse itself. So let's move towards this architecture provided, a beautiful architecture provided by Microsoft diagram. So you can see here. So in the middle we have Azure Synapse Analytics, and in the left we have source, and in the right we have different options where we can use machine learning, Power BI, and Azure Purview for governance. So let us look into it step by step. So in Azure Synapse, your source data can come from different sources, right? It can be an on-premise data, it can be a cloud data, it can be a SaaS data, or it can be a streaming data. So all this type of data Azure Synapse is able to handle very efficiently. So how does it handle actually? Means it will be providing you a studio, that is Synapse Studio. So once you are in that studio, you will be able to manage each and every activity what you need to manage your big data analytics purposes and also your data warehousing. So there you will have options to data integration, to management. You can monitor everything whatever is happening, you can define your securities, and for that you will be having different runtimes such as SQL runtime is there. You will be having Apache Spark runtime as well. You can use different notebooks using Spark pools. And you can also use data explorer as well for different log analytics purpose here. And at the bottom you can see everything is on Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. So whenever you will be creating an Azure Synapse workspace, you this data lake storage Gen 2 will also be created. So data lake Gen 2 will be providing you an hierarchy option to store your data. So it is very helpful when you are managing the big data related functionalities. And finally, we can see whatever the activities you are performing by fetching the data, by transforming the data, and saving into SQL Server or at other whatever services you want. Finally, you can also have the options to show the reports directly to the Power BI as well. So in Synapse itself, we will get these options. And you can also use Azure Machine Learning for different analytics purpose using machine learning. And for Azure Purview, you can also use for governance purpose. So we will look into those in detail in our future videos. So let us move into the portal now. So this is our Azure portal. So first of all, you can create your Azure if you do not have a portal, so account in Azure. So you can create a free account and you can practice using that free tab. So once you are into the portal, you will be having this page. So you can see that different services are available. So among those, here we have Azure Synapse Analytics. So you can search from here as well. If you go here and type Synapse Analytics, you can get directly to Azure Synapse Analytics. So first of all, we will be creating one workspace. So to create one workspace, we need to go into this place. So you can see that my subscription is free trial. I do not have any resource group. So let us create a resource group now. And we need to give a workspace name. So let us give a workspace name. It will check that whether this is uniquely available or not, because you will be directly working with this workspace. So there is a region, so you need to select the region as well. I am selecting whatever is selected by default. You can see that you need to also provide details for this SQL data lake storage Gen 2. So this will be the primary storage account for the workspace, which will contain all the data. So here also we need to provide an account. So let us provide this name. It should be unique. And same here, we need to provide a file system. And this checkbox is checked by default. So what it will do, it will provide you a storage blob data contributor role on this data lake storage Gen 2 account. So to write or read something from this storage account, you should have some permission, right? So it will be by default providing this Synapse workspace this role, so that it can perform all those activities within this storage Gen 2 account. Okay, so now we move to next, security. We need to also provide some admin login user password for SQL pool. So we will type some password here as per whatever the specifications provided. So now let us move to next. We will keep it as it is. Next, review create. First of all, it will validate that whether everything what we have provided is fine. So the validation is going on. It will take couple of minutes, or yeah, it's already done. So validation is succeeded, means whatever data we have provided here, so those all are valid and we can proceed with creating the workspace. And you can see that whenever we are using serverless SQL, so part TB cost is 360.23 INR. So if you are using this serverless SQL one, so part TB will be charged this dollar. Okay, so let us create this. It will take some time, so by that time I will be pausing the video, and once it is created I will again come back. Okay, so finally it got created. It took some time. So now we are into this Azure Synapse Analytics service. This is a service that we have created. So to access the Azure Synapse Studio, we have to open it from here. Okay, so when we will be clicking on that link, we will be redirected to this screen. So this is our Synapse Studio. Okay, so if you go to the left hand side, you can see there are different options provided here, such as home. This is the home one. You can create from here different options are there. You can create different things from here. You can create SQL script, you can create KQL script, you can create a notebook, you can create a data flow, you can create Apache Spark job definition. Many things you can create from here, and we will be going through each of them separately. So if you go to data, you can see that whatever the data related options we have are being displayed here. Okay, so you have workspace, you have linked. These are two options. You can see within link you have the data lake storage gen 2 account that we created while creating the Azure Synapse workspace. Okay, so from here you can directly see whatever is there, whatever file is there within that gen 2 storage. Okay, so it is currently loading. See, here you have different options. You can create a new folder here, such as let us create a new folder demo create, like this. Within this you can go and can upload different files from different options you have. So suppose let me update this one, student.csv. So we are uploading the file here. See, you have this student.csv uploaded in this data lake storage gen 2. So in this workspace, if you have any database, you can see from here. Okay, so if you go to the develop tab, you have different options here. You can create SQL scripts. If you select SQL script, plus SQL script will be created. If you create an KQL script, you can create from here. If you can create a notebook, you can create from here. So different things you can do from here only. Okay, and if you go to integrate, so now from here you can create pipelines. You see, you can create pipelines from here. So the screen is currently loading, so it's taking a bit time. So while it gets created, let us move into monitor. So from monitor you can see everything you can monitor from here. The SQL pools, Sparks pools, Data Explorer pool, whatever the SQL request you have done, whatever the KQL request you have done, different pipelines, everything you can monitor from here. Okay, and if you go to manage, you can also manage different things from here only. You can create SQL pools, you can create Apache Spark pools from here, you can create link services, you can create triggers. Those things you can manage from here. We will be going into those in much detail in our future videos, one by one. So this is basically a overview of the Synapse Studio, what you can say. Okay, so whenever you will be doing something with respect to Synapse, you only need to access this studio and work accordingly. So everything is within this studio only. You do not need to go to some other services. So let us end today's first video, and we will be coming up with our next video for our in a much more depth. Okay.